भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति 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 प्रज्ञानां सुप्रतानै स्थिरचरनिकर व्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुं मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः
Mandukya Karika, chapter 3, Karika 44. Please read.
लये संबोधयेत् चित्तं विक्षिप्तं शमयेत् पुनः सकषायं विजानीयात् समप्राप्तं न चालयेत्
First, Mano Nigra is required, but that is not enough. Mano Nigra Vritti Rajitya. One has to strive for this with industrious efforts without giving any room for despair. But that is not enough. It should be supplemented by upayas, means, that is abhyasa and vairagya. The mind, which is, what is that? Which has got distracted on account of sense objects, has to be withdrawn, brought back to the point of meditation. If it goes asleep, it should be awakened, and again, with due efforts, one has to take to the nididhyasana or meditation on one's swarupa. For withdrawal of mind from the sense object, so everything that is anatma is a source of sorrow. This should be kept in the mind. And in reality, there is nothing other than Aja Brahma. Even after this, that means having warded off such obstacles, while taking to meditation, if mind gets or goes to sleep, should be awakened, gets agitated, should be brought back. And when the mind is neither asleep nor distracted, and yet it is unable to get absorbed the Swarupa in terms of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then one should know that mind is full of kashayas. Kashayas, more we'll see, what we have seen. Bahirmukha samskara, the extraordinary samskaras, which by habit, by earlier samskaras, the mind, by its nature, goes toward the sense object. So, even at that time, with repeated efforts of making the mind get absorbed in the Swarupa, one should counteract that Kashaya. We have seen this Karika in general. Let us see the Bhasya of this. Read evam anena Bhasya.
एवं अनेन ज्ञानाभ्यास वैराग्य द्वयोपायेन लये सुषुप्ते लीनं संबोधयेत मनः.
Evam, as described earlier. Anena, by this, what is that? Jnanabhyasa vairagya dvaya upayena. Upayena nigrunyat was told. Upaya, proper means. What are they? Jnanabhyasa. Repeatedly trying to entertain the vritti in the mind which conforms to Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa, that is trying with due efforts to maintain Atmakara Vritti or Akhandakara Vritti or Brahmakara Vritti, Jnanabhyasa. Or Jnanabhyasa can be repeatedly taking to Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, depending on the stage at which the seeker is for the time being at present time. The Vairagya is very important, because if you want to have an introvert mind, it should not go to the sense object Vishya. Why Vishyas it goes? Because it has got some interest in them, which can be curtailed or controlled by discovering for ourselves that the Vishayas are not that worth to be pursued, because they have no capacity to give us the happiness which can make us contented. Not only that, they are nothing but sources of perennial sorrows. When the mind gets convinced, it doesn't go toward the Vishyas. So therefore, Vairagya upayena, by this means, further, if it is laye, sushupte, such mind which has taken to these means, and yet what has happened? It is sleeping. Linam sambodhayet mana. It should have woken up. Here, waking up is not simply waking up the mind from the sleep, reapplying the mind to the point of contemplation or meditation or nididhyasana. Means again putting forth the efforts to make the mind get absorbed in the Atma Swarupa. It means, of course, you have to wake it up from the sleep, but further make the mind take to the absorption of the Swarupa by due efforts. Sambodhayet manaha. Continue.
आत्म विवेक दर्शनेन योजयेत.
What is meant by sambodh? Laye sambodhayet, manaha sambodhayet. The meaning is given. Atma viveka darshanena. Atma viveka darshanena. That is, by taking to Atma viveka, making darshana is that. What is darshana? Sight of Atma Swarupa. Means making the mind appreciate the Atma Swarupa. Darshana yojayet. Yojayet means what should be done? It should be fixed, connected. There you have to add Atmani. Atmani, that is Atma Viveka Darshanena. By due taking to Viveka between Atma and Anatma. make the mind Atmani Yojayet. Make it get centered, fixed, absorbed in the Atma Swarupa. Continue.
Chittam manaha iti anarthantaram.
Now this laye sambodhaye chittam is told. And here Bhashyakara speaking of manaha. So Bhashyakara is pointing to us that mana and chitta are synonyms. Paryayavachi shabda. They are not two different things, one and the same thing. At one place called mana, other place called chittam. Chittam manaha iti. The words chittam and manaha, the mind, iti. So, na, see, do take some anartha there. Na arthantaram anarthantaram. Anartha means what? Ayo, calamity. No. Na arthantaram. Not separate meaning, not different meaning. Same meaning is synonym. It has got the same meaning. Now, if the mind is vikshipta, what is to be done? Continue.
Vikshiptam cha kamabhogeshu shamayet punaha.
Vikshiptam cha. If the mind is what? Vikshipta. Vikshipta means what is that? It is running after the sense object or sense pleasure. It is so much habituated to get preoccupied in the sense pleasures or sense object. That is what vikshipta. Distracted, agitated in the sense, distracted. Where vikshiptam, distracted? Kama bhogeshu. In the this, what is that? Experience, bhoga, experience of desired object. Kama can be desired objects also. Means vicious. The mind which is what repeatedly going to the getting preoccupied with the sense pleasures. Such mind, punaha shamaye. Punaha. Again, what is that again will be told by Bhasya. Shamaye means should be withdrawn. That mind should be withdrawn. Punaha shamayet should be withdrawn. Punaha means repeatedly. That evam punaha punaha is there. Continue.
Evam punaha punaha abhyasatah layat sambodhitam vishayebhyascha vyavartitam napi samyapannam antaralavastham sakashayam saragam bija sanyuktam manaha iti vijaniyat.
Evam punaha punaha. So in this way, punaha punaha means as and when the mind gets distracted. Repeatedly will do that. Habit. Like naughty children. Once you rebuke them, they will be very what? Behave nicely. Next moment again they will start like that. This as and when repeatedly should be always on the guard. As and when that mind gets distracted, then and there catch hold of it. Means should be always alert of it. In fact, common man is unaware what all is going on in the mind. You should be very careful about this mind. What it thinks, what it likes, etc. You should keep a control over it. Otherwise, it is going to ruin the individual, of course, from the spiritual standpoint. punaha punaha abhyasataha. Now what has happened is, what has happened? Punaha punaha, repeatedly, that is the mind which was going to sleep is awakened repeatedly. Again, vishayebhya, that is what it said. Punaha punaha abhyasataha. Abhyasataha or abhyasata, both pathas are there. So, what is that punaha punaha? Repeatedly, layat sambodhitam, which is awakened from the sleep and made to take to the chintana of Atma Swarupa. Number one. Number two, Vishayebhyascha Vyavartitam. Again, it is repeatedly withdrawn from the distracted Vishayas. Then what should happen? One should get mind absorbed in Swarupa. Yet it doesn't happen. They come Napi Samyapannam. And yet it has not accomplished. Gained Samya. Here Samya means Samavastha. Samavastha of what? Antakarana. Sama in what? Brahma. Means in spite of all this effort, the mind has not yet got the Nirvikalpa state, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, wherein it can abide in its Swarupa without any Adhyastha Jagat. So, of course, Samskara Shesha are not counted because it doesn't pose an obstruction in terms of experience or cognition, like mirror. So, Samyam Apannam, that is explained. What is that? It has not got some of the absorption of the Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, whereas Kintu Antaralavastham, some state in between. What even there in between some state? Neither Nirvitka Samadhi, nor sleep or Vikshepa. Sleep, Vikshepa are not there. So it should get absorbed in the Swarupa. No, that also is not. In between hanging. So that if that happens, what should be done? What is that? Why it happens? So Antaralavastham, you have to add there, Bhavati happens to be there. Tat, such mind is what? Sakashayam Vijanyat is there. Sakashayam. It is with Kashaya. Kashaya means decoction, the essence, which is one meaning we have seen. We see different meanings of, not the different meaning, from different standpoint, what Kashaya means. One is Bahirmukha Samskara, the extrovert impressions that forcibly drag the mind to get preoccupied in the external world, in the Vishayas, sense objects. Because software is there, it is Kashaya. Or it can be which Bhashyakara himself is going to, here he has not, he had told Bija Sayuktam. Again, from other standpoint, he is going to comment on this. In the 4th chapter, Karika 90, he says, Kashayas means Raga, Dvesha, Mohadaya, Dosha, Kashayakhyani. Raga, Dvesha, likes, dislikes, hatred, Moha, Ajnana, etc. These defects are called what? Kashayas. Kashayakhyani. A very important thing. These Kashayas have to be warded off. One has to cleanse this antakarana from kashayas, for which the means is repeatedly making the mind get absorbed in the Swarup. So, Kashayam. What is that Kashayam? Is Kashayam. Saragam Bija Sanyuktam Manaha iti. So, Saragam with Raga, with Asakti. Asakti for Vishayas and Vishaya Bhoga, sense objects and sense pleasures. Saragam Bija Sanyuktam. Bija endowed with the seeds. What are the seeds? Seeds of past samskaras of Indriya, this Vishaya Pravanatvam, running after the Vishayas. So that is the earlier habit of the mind to get gravitated toward the sense pleasure, sense object. That is the bija, the seed. So that is as a result of raga, asakti, priti for them. Manaha iti vijaniya means diagnosis is given. If this happens, you are in antarala avastha, means neither you are sleeping nor you have got distracted on a specific vishaya, and yet your mind is not getting absorbed by nirvita samadhi. Mind has got past drag of this Bahirmukha samskara or Vishaya samskara. Then what should be done? Vijaniyat, you should know that. Say, tataha piya. Continue.
ततः अपि यत्नतः साम्यमापादयेत्.
Tataha piya. Even here, don't keep quiet. Tataha means what? From this antarala avastha, no sleep, no distraction, yet mind is not absorbed in the Atma Swarup. From that antarala avastha, so we say, tataha api. Also, should not keep quiet. Yatnataha samyam apadaye. Yatnataha, by repeated efforts. By repeated effort, samyam apadaye. Samyam. Now here, repeatedly samatva, samya is there. What is meant by samya here? Samya here is nirvikalpa samadhi. In yogic terminology, sampradnyata samadhi and asampradnyata samadhi are. Sampradnyata samadhi is the one which corresponds to savikalpa samadhi, wherein dhyata, dheya, division persists. I am meditating, my mind is absorbed in the dheya. Is ahankara still there. In asampradnyata samadhi, nirukta samadhi, dhyata is not there, dropped. Only dheya and dheya alone is. Antakarana totally assumes the swarupa of the dheya. There is no division of meditator and the meditated. The meditated dheya only remains. It is described like this. What is sampradnyat samadhi? Samyak jnayate means sakshat kriyate. Deyam, deya vrittim. This is the deya vritti which very well know, in which it is sampradnyata samadhi. My mind is very well absorbed in the Deya. This is known. Whereas Deya Vritti also is not there. Entire Antakarana has become Deya Swarupa. Dhyata also is not there. That is Sampradnyata Samadhi. So, Samam Prapya Samyam, when Bhashyakara uses, he means Nirvikalpa Samadhi, wherein the mind has totally assumed the Atma Swarupa. Mind has totally conformed to Atma Swarupa. Even Dhyata is not there. Dhyata is not there. So therefore, Samyam Apade. Continue.
यदा तु समप्राप्तं भवति समप्राप्त्यभिमुखी भवति इत्यर्थः.
यदा तु समप्राप्तं भवति. When this asampradnyata samadhi is gained, means samapraptya bimukhi bhavati. Mind is of the nature of samaprapti, means nirvikalpa atma swarupa only. Last phrase of this karika. Samapraptam na chalaye. Means all these earlier remedial measures for all the defect doshas have been taken. That is mano nigraha vrittirahita accomplished. Abhyasa vairagya taken. Mind distracted, mind having which goes to sleep, woken up and reapplied to the point of meditation, Atma Swarup. Distracted mind also is withdrawn and made to get absorbed in the Swarup. Even those kashayas have been overcome by repeated effort of sampradnyat samadhi, savikalpa samadhi. Here, effort means what? Effort of savikalpa samadhi. With deliberate effort, making the mind get absorbed in that, where dhyata, deya, veda is there. That is where we can think. In sampradnya nirvikalpa, there is no effort at all. It is a result. I repeated this, but now let us say he has overcome the kashayas also for the time being. And the mind has got absorbed in the nirvikalpa atma swarupa. Nirvikalpa samadhi is there. Then what is to be done? Celebrate, no? Start dancing. Oh, do you know I have got nirvikalpa samadhi? Shut up. Don't activate the mind again on account of issues. If you do, Gaya. Again, you are in the earlier this. And that, what is that? Snake and the ladder. You may go on top within no time. 0 point you may go. So like that. No. Say that last quarter. Samapraptam na chalaye. This is being, what is that now? Explain. So yadatu samapraptam, by all these efforts, the meditator who meditates on Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, has succeeded in gaining that samya or samatva in terms of nirvikalpa samadhi in the Atma Swarupa, that means samapraptam api. Samaprapti abhimukhi bhavati means it is face to face with the samya samprapti, means it has got the nirvikalpa samadhi. Tataha, from that state, tataha, thereafter what is to be done? That is, after gaining the nirvikalpa samadhi, tataha, tat na vichalaye, that mind which has got absorbed in nirvikalpa samadhi, don't what? Disturb it. Na vichalaye. What do you mean by disturbing? Meaning is given. Vishaya abhimukham na kurya. So don't allow it again to turn to sense objects, sense pleasures. Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita, Atma samstham manah krutva na kinchit api chintayet. Having made the mind Atma samstham, abide in Atma Swarupa, free from the cognition of the Drishya Jagat, including your body. Na kinchit chintayet. Don't initiate any new thought of Vishayas or Drishya Jagat. Let it remain there in that state only. So that is Vivati Tataha Tat. Tat means that mind, such mind, na vichalaye, should not be disturbed. Means, what do you mean by not disturbed? Vishaya abhimukham na kuryad. Means that mind is now what? Free from laya, vikshepa, and kashaya. Already got rid of. Samaprapti is there. Sama has gone. His mind is what? Nirvikalpa avastha. Be alert. Don't allow it to get again distracted. Remain there in that state only. Vishayabhimukam na kuryadityartha. Don't think of sense object. Now here we can see a little more about this kashaya. See kashaya. In Jivan Mukti Viveka, Vidyarnamani has dealt in detail about this kashaya. Even this reference of kashaya comes in Chandogya Bhasya also. And even in Bhagavata it comes. Kashaya. So long as kashaya is there, there is an obstruction for the mind to get absorbed in the Swarupa in terms of nirvikalpa state. Means allowing the mind to become totally Atma Swarupa. Obstruction is there. So therefore, repeated efforts are necessary to get rid of this kashaya. See, in Chandogya Bhasya, it is said, Brudita Kashayaya. So, Naradaya. Sanat Kumara first taught so many upasanas to Narada. And by these upasanas, when his kashayas were nullified, then he taught him what? This is the Bhuma, this is the Swarupa. So that it is like the Bhasya is like this. Brudita Kashayaya, to Narada, whose Kashayas were Brudita, destroyed. How? An illustration given. Varkshadiriva, like Varksha. Varksha means from Vriksha, tree, Varksha, Tadita, related to tree in the sense like that dye, resins, etc. extracted from the trees. So therefore, Varkshadiriva Kashayaha, like the red dark dye or dirty decoction or gum also, or resin extracted from tree. It was kashayas with colors, like a dye, dye dye. So that is what is called as kashaya. Means raga dveshadi, etc. Where in antakarna. Raga dveshadi sattvasya antakarnasya ranjan rupat. Why these raga dveshas, etc. are called kashayas? Just as a dye colors the fabric, so also these raga dvesha samskaras, they color the antakarna in terms of making them run after the vishayas. So raga dveshadi sattvasya means antakarnasya ranjana rupatva. So because of coloring them, what should be done? They should be nullified by this effort. What is that? Jnana vairagyabhyasa rupena. Now, these colors, etc., are removed by what is called a kshara. Kshara means chemicals. Don't get confused. Dirty clothes, what you do? You apply the soap, is not? That soap is kshara, chemicals there. That is just what is applied soap. Like that, these antakarna colored by raga, dvesha, etc., which obstruct the nirvikalpa samadhi, it should be now cleansed with proper soap, proper kshara chemical. What is that? The jnana vairagyabhyasa rupena. The chemical or soap in the form of jnana abhyasa is just seen. Vairagya abhyasa, repeated practice of vairagya. The rupena. Ksharena, by this. Kshalitaha, bruditaha, vinashitaha. Kshalita, cleansed. Bruditaha, pulverized, is destroyed. What? Naradasya. Yasya Naradasya. Narada, whose kashayas were destroyed by the kshara, the soap or chemical of jnana abhyasa vairagya. Tasmai, to that Narada, Sanat Kumara taught for. That's what is it means. This gives an idea about what is the kashaya. In Bhagavata, first chapter, not first chapter, first skandha, 15th chapter, there is a narration that is after what happened. Bhagavan Krishna has left the body. You know how he left the body. Before that, he had commanded Arjuna to take all these ladies, etc., to where Hastinapura. On the way, with the Krishna leaving the body, all powers in Arjuna disappear. he was attacked by dacoits. He thought, what stupid? They are attacking me. He thought, he threatened them, but they attacked. But what happened was, Arjuna could not counter-attack them. All, what is that? Dhanurvidya, all Astra Vidya, Shastra, Avidya, etc. had gone off his mind. With Krishna, they departed. He had to face defeat. One side, Krishna has left the body. Other side, such a defeat, such a melancholic way, he reaches Yudhishthira. Until what has happened. And he was very much distressed. Now you may ask, who is this Krishna? Not Krishna. Who is this Arjuna? Of Bhagavad Gita fame. On the zero of the battle, Krishna took so much of pain and taught him. And Arjuna responded, how? Nashto moha smatri labdha. And now he is lamenting. Dekha? ये गीता बीता कुछ काम का नहीं. Great Arjuna also like this. It happened. Do you know why? Kashayas. At that time, that clarity was there. Like no Shaivala Patala. Certain lakes or ponds, a layer of moss comes and covers the water. Dangerous because cows mistake it as a grass, a grazing field, and get drowned. Now, below that, pure water is there. Top this layer of moss is there, or that this layer. You take a stick and you can brush aside the layer. Pure water is seen. The moment you lift the stick, again the layer comes and covers the water. Like that, Arjuna did get the clarity, but because of his too much of preoccupation. See, fighting Mahabharata war, and he is the hero on which everything depends. And other preoccupations, it had no nishtha. That firm abidance in that knowledge was not. And now this happened. So in such a condition, is simply because that devotion to Bhagavan was Krishna was there. He simply meditates on Krishna. And by that bhakti in terms of this meditation, his mind and his kashayas get eliminated. And it is said in Bhagavata, what he had got at that time on the battlefront from Bhagavan Krishna, he gets it again. Means that clarity of Swarupa comes back again. Why you got deprived of Kashaya? It is said that Arjuna is described like this. Nirmathita Ashesha Kashaya Dishanarjuna. Arjuna became like this. What is that? Nirmathita Ashesha Kashaya Dishana. The Antakarna became the one which is Nirmathita, totally destroyed. What? All Kashayas. All Kashayas is there. So, means Nirmathitaha means Unmulitaha, uprooted. What are those? Asheshaha, all, Kashayaha, Kamadayaha, Yasyaha, Sa Dhishana, Satya Buddhi, Yasya Arjunasya, Saha, Jnanam, Punaha, Adhyagamat. He got that jnana again. Again means it was there. Obstruction in terms of Kashayas. This all shows that don't take this pursuit for granted. There are very great obstacles. Why? Because we were hitherto were steeped in those things only. This birth is after endless past births. Those samskaras are so strong. So equally industrial effort is required to counteract those samskaras. So at such level, laya, vikshepa, kashaya, these obstructions are bound to be there. So in the case of Arjuna, it happened by bhakti. He got so absorbed in the Krishna dhyana. Kashayas got ended, and knowledge that he have got, what? As if resurfaced. It was there. So that means, that is why it is said, Jnana Nishtha is necessary. Steadfastness in the knowledge is necessary. Now here, that is said by this meditation, both Arjuna's meditation on Krishna, Bhaktya, the devotion, and therefore the mind absorbed in the Krishna, Bhaktya, Geetam Bhagavata Jnanam Yattat. Whatever by Bhagavata, by Krishna, Geetam Jnanam, Gita Jnana, Geetam, sung, that Jnanam, where Sangrama Murni, at the time of the beginning of the war, Mahabharata war, that is a Murni. Kala Karma Tamo Ruddham, Ruddha, obstructed. Kala Karma, karmas, prarabdha karmas, and all these for a long period after Mahabharata war, I think 32 years. After 32 or 36 years or something. So that is saying, it had that nishtha he didn't get. He got obstructed. That was a punaha abadhyagamat. That great Arjuna regained that knowledge. Our point is kashaya nirmathana, uprooting the kashayas, the great obstacles. So therefore, don't take the pursuit for granted. Be convinced that repeated efforts are necessary. That's why bhakti is necessary. Sharanagati to Bhagavan is necessary, because we need his help. Just as Pandavas needed the help of Krishna. Without Krishna, what could have been their plight? Likewise. And with Pandava, with Krishna, even such a problem for which they had no solution capacity, they could overcome. So also, this may seem to be very difficult, but with bhakti to Bhagavan and Bhagavan's grace, one can certainly overcome them. That is what Bhagavan always says. You put 10 steps towards me, I will put 100 steps towards you. I was always on the watch. Don't think that I am not aware of what you are doing. Don't think that I have neglected you. Having come to the pursuit, I am always at your back. But I will hold the hand you have to walk until you succeed in that. In Jivanmukti Vivek also, this is, what is that? Described in detail as a Kashaya chart. I am not going in detail at that. If those of you want, you can make a note of it. Jivanmukti Viveka, page 82 and 83. So there it is, this Kashayas and how they are handled. That is all it is. Is also said as like this. Kashayaha Tivra Chitta Dosha. Very acute defect of the Antakarana. In terms of what? Tivra Raga Dveshadi Dukhaikagram. It makes you totally immersed and drowned in acute raga, dvesha, in such sorrow. And if such state of antaralavastha comes, no sleep, no distraction, at the same time, no absorption in the Atma Sarupa, that you take, diagnosis what? Kashaya. When you see this, you have to take to remedial measure. Some say, when Kashaya is there, don't do, you simply wait. No, here also is there. Tataha, that means one has to put forth repeated effort. And what is the repeated effort? Sampradnya samadhi, in the sense, with efforts trying to make the get mind absorbed in the Swarupa. Again, now further problem. What is it? When the mind has got absorbed the Swarupa, at that time, if Savikalpa, you will be aware of the Ananda that is there. Or when you come out of this state, again there will be the lingering Ananda will be there. Don't try to enjoy it. Don't try to analyze it. Oh, it's a very covetable stage it was. I was very happy. I should continue in such state. All that you remember is not Sarupa Ananda. It is Avidya Ananda only. So you have come out of the state. When you come out of the state, what happens? Upadhis are there. It is through the filtration of these upadhis, and that happiness is a product of avidya. If you dwell on that, your mind again will be away from Atma Sarupa. Ahankara will, identity in the body will surface further. It is a great hindrance to the further progress. So don't take to vimarsha, taking to the pros and cons of that state. Don't think of that. Develop Vairag as it were. It is my Swarupa, that's all. Continue efforts without giving much attention to what you have experienced as something which is covetable. If you do that, that is further obstruction for the progress of the person to get the mind totally absorbed in the Swarupa. Read 45.
नास्वादयेत् सुखं तत्र निस्संगः प्रज्ञया भवेत् निश्चलं निश्चरच्चित्तम् एकीकुर्यात् प्रयत्नतः.
We'll see next time. One announcement. From 29th October, Saturday, on each Saturday, every Saturday, I will be teaching Bhagavad Gita in essence, just summary of it, without teaching verse by verse. A brief synopsis of Bhagavad Gita teaching I will be taking from 29th October 2022, every Saturday evening, 5:30 p.m. on the same Zoom link. Of course, it will be simultaneously telecast on the YouTube. But here, the time of the duration of the teaching will be 45 minutes, 5:30 to 6:50. Next 15 minutes, I would like to spend in question-answer sessions. For those who are new people, they can get their questions, what answered as such there. And the method that is adopted for questions is like this. By every earlier Friday, questions have to be sent to Satish. His WhatsApp number and email will be circulated, will be given. Written questions with name and the place of the questioner. If name is not there, the questions will not be answered. So this is a good opportunity for the new people to get their doubts clarified. So that is how. And I don't know how many talks it will be there, but I would like to confine, say, 30 to 35 talks. Just essence of it. Because teaching Sankocha Vistarabhyam, briefly and also elaborately. My teaching all along is in-depth, elaborate only. Even now, Bhagavad Gita, every Sunday morning, I am now taking with Bhasya from the beginning as Mandukya also know how in-depth I am taking. Now here, Bhagavad Gita is a thought. In short, so that one can have a bird's eye view of what Bhagavad Gita is and make one's life worthwhile by imbibing those teaching and putting them in the values in the practice. One can do it. So you can tell those who are interested as such. It will not be very in-depth session. At the same time, they will get something worthwhile in life. You will get the circulars as such. You can pass it on to others also with the link. Both YouTube link, of course, is there with my name is come, and other this. So that means that opportunity to have a question answer session. Okay, thank you. Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।